Has Suzanne Evans been suspended for criticising another party candidate, a candidate who once compared homosexuals to Nazis?
She's been suspended for a whole number of reasons, Andrew. And we have a process, just like every Westminster political party. We have a National Executive Committee. We have a panel process to hear issues where individuals are initially alleged and then possibly accused of, shall we say,
that's
wrongdoing.
The process. I'm trying to get out why she's been suspended. You said a number of reasons. Is one of the reasons that she attacked this particular candidate?
Well, you're using the words attacked. She made some comments about... Yes, I think that's probably a
well, is that one of the reasons?
That's certainly one of the reasons. She criticised an individual. Now, that individual made statements which he believed he could substantiate. They reflected his conscience. There was no issue there. She then, I understand, attempted to interfere in terms of his placing on the Assembly candidates list, and that's where effectively it's a step too far.
So she criticised a fellow candidate. He's called Alan Craig as a candidate for the London Assembly elections. You say he can establish what he was criticised about, that he can defend himself, and that there's evidence. What evidence does he bring to substantiate his claim that he has said that society is being, quote, crushed under the pink jackboot?
Andrew, you're focusing far too much, if you don't mind, on just one instance, one example.
What's the answer to my question?
I don't know the detail behind that.
I mean, how would you establish, given that this was an attack, he's already compared homosexuals to Nazis, and he now says that we as a society are being, quote, crushed under the pink jackboot.
Yes, and Andrew,
how would you defend that?
And Andrew, in the past, where individuals within UKIP have been accused of making homophobic or comments which have brought the party into disrepute, those individuals have been dealt with. We have not resorted to a candidate on the London Assembly deciding to take matters into our own hands, handling it in a way that then did not reflect our constitution and our rules, which led to a panel hearing and which led to her suspension.
All right.
You can't take, nobody should and can or could take matters into their own hands.
Why do you think why have you got a candidate who thinks we're being crushed under the pink jackboot?
I'm sorry, I'll direct that question to that individual. I don't know Alan personally.
You should have kind of candidates like that?
That person, I'm sure, will be dealt with and would have been dealt with.
So Suzanne Evans has, the disciplinary panel was constituted by the UKIP executive. It resolved to suspend her membership of the party for 6 months. It's perfectly constitutional.
Constitutional, yes, depending on how you interpret the party rules, but I don't think there's anything wrong with someone raising concerns about a candidate who said things that you've just quoted. And I personally also share those concerns. And to be honest, to suspend someone for 6 months for that, I think is wholly wrong. It's very rare.
Yes, but Chris, you know Suzanne just as well as I do that this was just one example amongst at least four. For Andrew and you to now highlight just one is actually starting to mislead individuals. It's all in the public domain. If you'd like to look at the High Court submission,
just give me a quick one.
There's an individual, our second place candidate, David Curtin, where effectively there was an issue of intimidation to get him to stand down.
And Suzanne Evans intimidated him?
Well, you have a look at the detail to be absolutely sure that you can ask me that question.
Do you know anything about that one?
Well, this is what I think the members would like to know. The members pay their subscriptions, so they didn't get a vote in the candidates in London anyway, and I think that we should be told why someone's suspended like this, because she is one of our greatest assets, and the public and certainly the members would like to see her reinstated. Patrick O'Flynn created a petition only yesterday, and already 1,600 people have signed that petition.
Yes, but Chris, come on.
Will you get suspended if you sign it?
I would hope, Andrew, that nobody expects us to try and go against a High Court judgment with a petition. I mean, that really is rather bizarre. My understanding is the petition is to help raise the money for her to launch an appeal, which she could have done before the whole High Court issue was
raised.
Isn't
the truth of it is that she's done two things which are anathema to Nigel Farage, and this is at the core of it. One, on this programme she described him as divisive, and secondly, she's joined the Vote Leave part of the Get Us Out of Europe campaign, which Nigel Farage thinks is tantamount to treason.
First of all, Andrew, The criticism of Nigel, as you rightly pointed out with your TV footage, was over a year ago. So if Nigel had wanted to, and I can tell you that this isn't an issue, but just supposing he'd been tempted, he could have easily demoted her, suspended her at that stage.
No, he didn't. Something, did he not?
He did, just bear with me a minute.
It's so complicated.
It may well be, but this is precisely what the media would like to present, you know, which is again an aspect of UKIP in disarray. But Andrew, bear with us, please. We've got a process, just like any other Westminster party.
No, I understand that. But
we've got a constitution. She's breached constitutional rules.
But I'm trying to take you beyond the process. I put just one final point. I mean, the very purpose of UKIP was to get a referendum.
Yep.
To take us out and to win that.
We've achieved that.
And we have a referendum. But instead of you fighting the referendum, you're like rats in a sack fighting each other.
No,
and the referendum
we agree with an awful lot.
Yeah.
We want to leave the European Union. I'm signed up to both go and I'm signed up to vote leave because I think we should have both winning the designation.
Andrew,
we need to win the referendum and work together to do that.
Andrew and Chris, unless Suzanne had gone to the media and gone to the press, nobody would have even known about it. So I would actually say this is revenge. This is hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Usual scenario.
OK. How is she?
She's lovely. She's a huge asset to the party.
How is she at the moment?
I don't know. I spoke to her last night. Last night she asked me if I'd mind coming on to the Fender. I said, of course I will. Absolutely.
Well,
I haven't seen her today.
You're her man.
Well, one of.
Very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
No problem. So.